Okay, now we will start with class 8. Our first participant is Aditi Kashyap. Aditi,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, are you ready? Let's start with your introduction, okay? You can start now.
Good morning, teachers and my dear friends. My name is Aditi Kashyap from class 8th and my roll number is 80102. Today I have made the kidney working model. You can see here. First, there is kidney. What kidney do? Kidney act like a filter to remove our waste and kidney filter about 200 carats and make 2 carats of urine. And there is arteries. Arteries carry oxygen and nutrients away from our heart to our body. And then there is our urine bladder. Urine bladder is made in the kidney and travel down two pipes called the ureters to the bladder to bladder when the urine is stored, allowing the uretry to be the in frequency and controlled. Now I show you the demo how the urine passes. Now from both these two pipes, the urine is going. Thank you.
Wait a minute, Aditi Kashyap. Okay, Vika. Now we are calling next participant. And next participant is Ananya Thakur. Ananya,
Good morning, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. May I start?
Ananya, okay, well, you can start.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, teachers. My name is Ananya Dhakad. I study in class 8th. My roll number is 80103. Today I am presenting a pot cooler in front of you. Middle class people always think how to save money. In the summers, they have to spend a lot of money on the coolers and the ACs. So, here is the pot cooler. It is budget friendly, it is eco friendly, it is handy, and it can be used where the place where electricity is not there. It can be made at home also. For making this, we will need a pot, a fan, some electrical wires, some batteries, and one switch. We have to make holes in the pot. So, at the first, we have to pull water in the pot. Then we have to place the fan on the top of the pot. Then we have to connect the batteries and then we have to switch the on the switch. So here we can see that the air is passing through these holes. The fan pulls the hot air and the cold airs come out through these holes. It works on the principle of evaporating cooling. Evaporation of water removes heat from the surface, which creates an cooling effect. It can be used as a refrigerator with some modification in it. So it will, by making this, it is very useful for the poor people, and it is very small in size and we can place it anywhere in our home. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ananya. Now our, okay, wait a minute, Vita.
Yes, Ananya.
Yes,
Can you?
ma'am.
Yes. This your pot cooler. Will
Yes.
this work on a large scale?
What, ma'am?
Will this cooler work in a large scale? Means suppose you
Yes,
are sitting in
ma'am.
a large
Ma'am,
room or
it
in
can
a
be.
classroom.
Yes, ma'am. We can use a big pot with big holes, and a high voltage fan, and with high voltage batteries. It is just a demonstration of the real one.
और अगर बेटा ये this is a pot, earthen pot है, so there
Yes,
are
ma'am.
chances that there are chances that this will break also. So what to do that with that? ये break
Ma'am,
भी हो
it
सकता है
should
because
be
it's an
handled
earthen
with
pot.
care.
Handle with care. Okay, thank you, beta.
Okay, next Asika Sen. Okay, she's not here. Next is Laksh Gochar. Laksh Gochar.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Vita. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, start Vita.
Good morning. My name is Lakshya Gochar, and today I have made a project on third eye for blind persons. Third Eye for Blind Persons is an innovation to help blind persons to navigate with speed and confidence by detecting the nearby obstacles using the ultrasonic waves and notify them with buzzer sound or vibration. They only need to wear this device in their hand. In this, we have a ultrasonic sensor, a buzzer, Arduino Nano, a vibration sensor, and a 9-volt battery. So, when any obstacle or any object will come in the range of this ultrasonic sensor, the buzzer will be make a sound and the vibration sensor will vibrate our hand. So, let's see. So, as you can see, the ball is coming in the range of in the front of this ultrasonic sensor. So, the buzzer is making the sound and the vibration sensor is vibrating my hand. So this same can be used in social distancing device also. According to WHO, 39 million of people are estimated as blinds worldwide. They are suffering many hardship in their daily life. The affected ones can use traditional white cane for many years. Although it's effective, still has a lot of disadvantages. Another way is having a pet animal such as a dog, but it's too expensive. So the aim of my project is to develop a cheap and more efficient way to help visually impaired persons to navigate with greater comfort and speed confidence. Thank you.
लक्ष्य ये अभी एक बार आप इसको और वर्क करके दिखाओ. जैसे वो ब्लाइंड पर्सन के लिए आपने बोला कि इट कैन बी यूज्ड फॉर ब्लाइंड पर्सन. आप एक बार और वर्क करके दिखाओ कि कैसे ये वर्क कर रहा है.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So first we will turn on this device by this button, and when any obstacle or object will come in the range of this ultrasonic sensor, like my my hand is coming, so the buzzer will make sound.
अच्छा बेटा,
Like this, ma'am.
हैंड को अपना दूर रखो. आप हैंड को दूर रखो. हमें देखना चाहते हैं कि बंद होता है.
Ma'am, its range is of 1 meter. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. ma'am.
रेंज इसकी 1 मीटर की है.
Yes, ma'am.
तो 1 मीटर में अपना हैंड आपका आता है ना. आप थोड़ा साइड रखो हैंड को.
Yes, ma'am. But ma'am, my wall is coming in the front.
अच्छा वॉल आ रही
Ma'am,
है.
I can.
अच्छा
Ma'am, I
ओपन.
can do it like. Yes, ma'am.
ओके
So
अच्छा ठीक है. ओके ओके ठीक है ठीक है. ये लक्ष्य आप इसका कुछ प्रिंसिपल बता सकते हैं हाउ इट वर्क्स.
yes, ma'am. When any object will come in the range of this ultrasonic sensor, the buzzer will make sound and the vibration sensor will vibrate our hand. So the blind person will be alert that any object is coming in the front of him.
Okay, thank you, Kushal. Our next participant is Rajvansh. Rajvansh,
Yes, ma'am. Can I start?
are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir, all the best. Start now.
Good morning, teachers and judges. I am Rajan from class 8A, going to present my science project. And my topic is green color AC. So why we replaced green color AC? So let's see some problems in classic AC. We are dependent on AC in summer or in winter, but it is damaging to our environment, and some organizations say that it could be discontinued. Also, AC is consume lot more electricity and give stress to power plants. AC is responsible for classic AC is responsible for global warming, and it could be hotter. It increases the temperature of Earth's environment. Also, AC consumer may be face some health issues and increasing pollution in environment by releasing poisonous gases. Such gases are CFCs and HCFCs. So the solution for all these problems is green color AC. So let's see how it was built and how it was worked. What's new in this? So it was made up of earth and soil, and it is very cheap, and the shape and the size of this structure is inspired by beehive. Also, these terracotta cones have two ends and it is hollow. The one end is broad and the one end is narrow. Also, and it works on Venturi principle. So when the air enters from the broad to narrow hole, the air increases its speed, and when the water runs down, wet the cone once or twice a day, and the water the water is absorbed by the terracotta cones, and it evaporates. This evaporation makes the air cool. It can be designed according to its space or its place, and it is available in different shapes, and it available in different shapes. At last, it is, wait a minute, when the water is enters to the pipes, the terracotta cones absorb, and the water evaporates. This evaporation makes the air cool. At last, I will say classic AC consumes the 50% of total electricity, and the green color AC is consume very less electricity, and it was very new, and it was used in some industries, also in iron industries that have very high temperature. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Yes, Rajvansh, what material you have used for making this project? वो जो wheel जैसा गोल सा है, उसमें क्या आपने material use किया है?
Ma'am, it was cardboard.
तारकोल, और जो उसके बगल में कार्डबोर्ड. अच्छा, कार्डबोर्ड. और वो उसके बगल में जो मोबाइल सा खड़ा किया है वो क्या है?
ये स्टैंड है मैम.
किस चीज का स्टैंड है? मुझे उसकी यूटिलिटी समझ नहीं आ रही है यहाँ पे.
ये पाइप को होल्ड करने का है.
अच्छा, पाइप को होल्ड कर रहा है वो.
हाँ, बस ये उसका काम कर रहा है, बट ये उसका काम कर रहा है, बट ये इसका काम का है नहीं.
Okay, Rajvansh, very good explanation. But I would like to know, when we are using the water,
Yes, ma'am.
when you have shown that we are actually using water in this project.
Yes,
Isn't it
ma'am.
so? So how is it helping in conservation of the resources? Okay, it is very good that if we are talking in terms of air conditioner, it is not actually using the greenhouses gases, releasing that.
Yes, ma'am.
Environment protection, but you are using another natural resource. Already we are having shortage of water supply. So how is this project beneficial?
Ma'am, the water is recycled. मैम, अगर इस पे अपन एक बार भर देते हैं, तो मैम वही वाटर बार बार रिसाइकल होके दिन में एक ही बार या फिर 2 बार होता है. फिर मैम इस मोटर को बंद कर दिया जाता है, जिससे मैम इसमें कम से कम 2 या 3 दिन के लिए ये अच्छे से हवा दे देता है, और ये अंदर एयर कूल करने तक का पानी ये एब्जॉर्ब कर लेता है.
कौन सा वाटर को एब्जॉर्ब कर लेता है? आई एम नॉट एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड. वाटर कहाँ एब्जॉर्ब हुआ? किसमें एब्जॉर्ब हुआ?
मैम, टेराकोटा कोन्स के अंदर जो ये कोन्स होते हैं, जो ये ब्रॉड और जो नैरो कोन्स होते हैं.
So isn't it just like that normal desert cooler only? There also we are using the grass mat.
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Rajvansh. Our next participant is Saurish Chaudhary.
Yes, ma'am.
Saurish, okay. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, start now.
Good morning. My name is Sarish Chaudhary. I study in class 8th A. The name of my science project is Functioning of Human Respiratory System. The human respiratory system is a complex set of organs which starts from nose and lasts up to lungs. In between, there are many organs like pharynx, larynx, epiglottis, trachea, etc. When the air is entered from nose, it reaches to the lungs from the pathway of trachea. There are two lungs present in the human body. The right lung is little wider than the left lung, but it is shorter than the left lung because it has to make room for the liver, which is right beneath it. The right lung is narrower than the left lung because it must make room for the heart. The respiratory system is a biological system consisting of specific organs and structures used for exchange of gases. The inner structure of lungs mainly consists of three parts, namely bronchus, bronchioles, and alveoli. The function of bronchus is to carry air to and from lungs towards bronchioles, from where the air is reached to a diffuse network of around 300 million alveoli in lungs, where the exchange of gases takes place. The alveoli are thin-walled and richly supplied with a network of blood capillaries to facilitate the function of exchange of gases between blood and the air-filled alveoli. Now, I will explain an active model of human respiratory system. So, when the air is passed through the nose, it reaches to the lungs from the pathway of trachea. Now, I will demonstrate it by blowing air. So when the air is reached to alveoli, exchange of gases takes place. CO2 is exchanged with O2 and CO2 is passed out from the same path. So this is how the human respiratory system works. Thank you. Ma'am? Ma'am?
Man, you are on mute.
मुझे लगता है सौरिश ने सुना ही नहीं होगा क्वेश्चन. अच्छा, सौरिश,
Yes, ma'am?
have you heard the question asked by Deepti madam?
No, ma'am.
Okay, wait a minute. We will ask the question again. Sorry, beta. Actually, mic was mute.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, my question is, what is that muscular structure which is present in our abdomen, which is helping to increase the body cavity? You are explaining the respiratory system, na?
Yes, ma'am.
What is that which is helping in increasing the body cavity? How come the
Ma'am,
exhalation?
diaphragm.
But in your explanation, did you use it anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Okay, just bear it in mind also, na? Okay, thank you. Very good explanation.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Sorish. Next participant is Purvi Jain.
Yes, ma'am.
Purvi.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, beta. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can start now.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Purvi Jain and I study in class 8B. Today, I have prepared a project over the nuclear power plant. A nuclear power plant is a thermal station which generates electrical energy from heat. Nuclear energy is the second largest low source of carbon electricity. At April 2020, it was decided that there are 440 operators from reactors in the whole world. Nuclear power plant consists of many buildings and facilities. So the most important building is the containment building. The fuel is naturally occurring uranium. Uranium oxide is compressed into fuel pellets, and these fuel pellets are then sealed in the fuel rods. Sealed into fuel rods, and these fuel rods are then immersed in water in the reactor of 20 centimeter thick steel. A reactor is typically made up of almost 100 assemblies. Then a reactor is made up of typically 100 assemblies.
To ensure that the nuclear fission is happening in a proper way, control rods exist. These control rods can be moved up and down to ensure these control rods can be moved up and down to control the fission rate of the uranium. During nuclear fission, heavy water flows around it, and this chain reaction splitting around produces tremendous heat. Then the heat flows through the pipe to the steam generator like this, and then the steam and it mixes with the ordinary water to form steam. Then the steam from the steam generator went to the turbine, pushes its blade and shaft connected to the rotor, and then the rotor is spun to form electrical magnetic field, and thus the light is generated. Now the steam coming from the turbine is went to the condenser cooling water where it gets condensed, and then from it went to cooling tower where it get cooled down from the process of ascending air process. Then most of the water is collected at the basin of the cooling tower, and left amount of water is released in the form of vapors. And this is how the nuclear power plant works.
Thank you, Purvi Jain. Wait a minute.
Now, very good explanation, Beta Purvi.
Thank you, ma'am.
Beta, exhibition means what? Is something innovation ideas students should keep that have now that part only will be using for further, serving the society. Already we are having the nuclear power plant, Beta. So, what innovation, what improvement, what you will be doing in this particular project?
Yes, ma'am. But ma'am, nuclear power plant is very difficult to understand. I've never understood what is happening in a nuclear power plant. So I've choose this project to prepare so that I can also understand the working in nuclear power plant, and many more people can understand what happens in a nuclear power plant.
Yes, Purvi, one question. What is the fuel which is used in nuclear power plant?
Ma'am, uranium.
Okay. Is fission reaction used in nuclear power plant or fusion reaction?
Ma'am, fission reaction.
Yes. Fission or fusion?
Fission reaction, fission.
Okay, thank you, Purvi.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Purvi. Now next is Ashibad.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, beta, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can start now.
Landscape committee.
You keep your camera like this. बेटा properly cover नहीं हो रहा है. Okay, okay, okay.
फोन बड़ा ऑप्शन बड़ा कर दो. बड़ा just wait कर दे मैडम.
मैम just wait.
मैडम एक मिनट. आयुष्मान
आशीर्वाद, अगर आपको अभी टाइम चाहिए तो नेक्स्ट पार्टिसिपेंट को कॉल कर रहे हैं. आप रेडी कर लीजिए.
Ma'am, give some time.
Okay, I will call you later. Next participant is Nikita.
Okay,
Nikita Oren.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am. Is my voice clear, ma'am?
Your voice is clear. You are also visible. You can start now.
Okay, ma'am. Well. Okay. So, hello everyone. My name is Nitika Oran and I am from class 8B. My roll number is 80208. Today I am going to show you some water experiments. In my first experiment, I have taken a colored water and oil. Now I'm going to put oil in it. As we can see, the water has settled down and the oil is at the top. It is why? Because their chemical nature and the density of water is actually more than the oil, so it is stayed at the bottom. So now I'm going to put some soap on it and mix it. As we can see, the water and oil actually mixed. It is why? Because the soap molecules have attracted water and oil, and when they attracted it, it forces them to mix. So that's why it mixed. So this was my first experiment. So my second experiment, I have a full of water bottle which is full of water. Now I'm going to make some hole with this pen. Now I'm going to take out now. So as we can see, the water is not coming from the holes. It is because the surface tension. The water molecules have surface tension, which is work together, and it is not coming from the holes because they actually made a type of skin which is surface tension. When I open this cap, so as you can see, the water is coming out from it. It is why because the air pressure is coming in, and that's why it breaks the surface tension and it comes out. And when I just close it, it actually stops. Why? Because the air pressure stops, so it worked again. Surface tension. So this was my second. My third, I have a glass of water and a coaster. Now I'm going to flip it just like this. Here we can see it is the coaster sticks in it. Why? Because the air pressure inside it and the air pressure outside it. The air pressure inside is less than the air pressure outside it. We know that the air pressure works more harder than water pressure. So for taking air, it actually wanted to comes and it kind of suction. So that's why it is stick with it. And this is not only the purpose that it is stick. The outside air is also wanted to come in. So that's why it is also pulling. So these were my experiment. Thank you.
Nitika, okay, stop it, beta. Any question? Okay, thank you very much, Nitika. Next participant is Deepshri Mungarwal.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
You can start now.
Good morning. My name is Deepshi. I study in class 8B. And today I had participated in school level science exhibition, and my topic is COVID-19 coronavirus. Coronavirus are the large group viruses that cause illness in humans and that is spread. The first novel coronavirus was noticed in the Wuhan city of China. Symptoms of COVID-19. The major are fever, chest pain, respiratory failure, headache, and so on. Now let's see the structure of COVID-19. There is a viral genetic material inside the virus which is covered with a protein shield which has an envelope over it and which covered with protein spikes. Now, how virus attacks on us? Once inside the body, the virus come into the contact with the cell. One spike on the virus insert in the protein molecule of the cell and it can get inside the cell membrane. The virus can directly access the part of the host cell called ribosomes. Ribosomes use genetic information to make viral proteins. Viral protein then passes through Golgi apparatus to get multiplied. Then they come near together on the cell membrane and a new virus buffs out. Now, normally in a healthy immune system attacks on viruses. But if the immune system is weakened, as in the case of COVID-19 virus, the virus can cause inflammation in our alveoli, which can cause all the symptoms of COVID-19 and also the respiratory failure. And for that, a person needs a machine called ventilator to get oxygen. Now let's see what are vaccines and how they work. A vaccine is a biological preparation against the particular infectious disease which provide acquired immunity against that. The basic idea is that you are given a shot that contains a dead or weakened version of virus. That is strong which can simulate your immune system. Then the cells in your immune system make markers called antibodies. Antibodies then attach to the virus and prevent it from attaching to the cell. Now, your immune system gives signal to the antibodies and they destroy the viruses. Now, if in later stage you get the real virus, you can recognize and destroy them. Let's see some example of vaccines in the countries like Covaxin and Covishield is made by India, Sputnik V made by Russia, and Pfizer V made by Germany, AstraZeneca by Swedish and British, and Novavax by America. Thank you and have a nice day.
Yes, nice explanation, Deepshri. What is the difference between an antibody and a vaccine? You have
Man, vaccine contains the shot that have a weakened version of virus. So, ma'am, that can cause a very small infection, so that our immune system get alert that a new virus had entered in our body. Now the immune system makes markers which are antibodies. Now the antibodies destroy the viruses.
So when our body has antibodies, then what is the use of vaccine there? Antibodies also work against the infectious agents. So what is the use of vaccine? Why we have to take this vaccine?
Ma'am, when a new virus come inside the body, the immune system takes time to recognize and make antibodies. But when we take a vaccine earlier, then the immune system gets time to make antibodies, and on later stage that antibodies can attack on the viruses when they just entered in our body.
Okay, thank you, Deepshri. I got your point. Your answer is also correct.
Okay, our last participant is Ashirvad Behra.
Ma'am. Ma'am.
Are you ready now? Beta, don't keep your camera like this. Landscape में रखो बेटा. Change the position of the camera.
Second time chance है.
Okay, it is okay now. Hold it here.
Can I start?
Yeah, you can start. Your time to start now.
Me teachers. Class 8B. Today I am going to present my science project, and the title of my project is Wastewater Treatment Plant. In this project I have used thermocol, cardboard, paper sheets, one battery, one switch, one submersible pump, pipe, plastic bottles, and artificial plants. The aim of my project is to remove all as much of the possible solid substance as possible before the remaining water, as we known as effluent. The aim of my main objectives of my project is it aims to purify water completely before dumping it. It intends not to harm any aquatic animals. It wants to reduces the hazardous substance. It reduces the impurities in water through various processes. Wastewater is basically deals with the reducing the water pollution from the water. Water pollution is the abnormal condition which is unfit for the human consumption. The water pollution, this leads to sewage. Hence, wastewater treatment plants are set up to recover the water from pollution. The water houses, the water comes to a tank. When the tank was full, then tank Then water goes to treatment center.
Your mic is
Ashik,
not working,
Ashik,
beta.
your mic is not working. Your voice is not coming, beta.
Ma'am,
बोल नहीं रहा ना.
Okay.
Working दिखा रहा है.
ma'am, now
Yes,
हाँ, ठीक है
yes.
बेटा. Okay, okay. Continue.
first water goes to treatment center. It's primary treatment center. At last the final treatment center, and the water is purified and the water is filtered at the garden. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Wait a minute, beta.
Yes, Ashirvad, can this water, the filtered water, can be used for drinking by humans?
No, ma'am.
Why?
Ma'am, it has chlorination.
Okay, we have to add chlorine, and then will it be available for drinking? क्लोरीन ऐड करने के बाद हम उसे पी सकते हैं क्या बेटा?
मैम वो फिर उसका फिर वो उसके साथ हम पी सकते हैं.
And what is the difference between here the primary and the tertiary treatment? Sorry,
What,
the
ma'am?
primary and secondary treatment.
Difference.
In primary and secondary treatment.
Okay, ma'am.
Ashirvad, you earlier that polluted water was appeared to be colored now. So what process you have gone through that for the decoloration of the water?
Screening stage.
In screening, what you have used, beta? The colors particle color there na because of color particles. So decoloration process के लिए आपने क्या किया?
Color particle. Ma'am, treatment center, then primary treatment center, at last final treatment.
Okay, beta, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And now, students, we have finished with class 8 also, and we have come to an end of today's program. Hansika is absent, madam. Okay. So I thank our principal, Dr. Kamlesh Kumar, and Vice Principal, Shri M. Vijay Kumar, for their valuable guidance and support in conducting this online science, social science, and mathematics exhibition. I also thank our judges, Ms. Deepti Shivastava, Ms. Kiran Kumari, and Ms. Purnima Bhakat, and technical in charge, Shri P.L. Arumugam and Mr. Shoaib Mansoori, for their valuable help in giving their valuable time. A big thanks to our student also, because without your participation, we are able to conduct this program successfully. And lastly, thanks to one and all. Thank you, everyone. And student, you can leave the meeting now and join for social science exhibition, social science and mathematics exhibition. Okay?